Yes, sir. We are here. It's your boy RegDolla, and welcome to the 2024 NBA Draft. And before we get into this, if you haven't checked out my last video, I dropped a big boy video of the top 45 prospects in this class. So go and tune into that before we get into that. But without further ado, we got, we gotta get into it. We gotta get into it. Who is gonna go number one, Rich Mack or Reggie Mack? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's look at the team needs. You got Jalen Brunson and RJ Barrett as the top two guys on the team. RJ Barrett having his best season, averaging about 23 a game, 7 boards, 4 assists. Had a pretty efficient shooting splits to his standards. So shout out to him for that. Jalen Brunson was also hooping as well. And let's get into the sweepstakes between the Rich Mack and Reggie Mack debate. For the Knicks, you got Mitchell Robinson and Valanciunas, but particularly it really just doesn't matter to me. Rich Mack is just that talented. We just gotta go who we think is the best guy. It doesn't matter about fit. And I'm not even gonna lie. In my personal preference, if I'm going between a guard or a wing, alright, this is what I'm really just thinking of. Do I want Shaq or do I want Kobe? If y'all know me, you know how I'm going with. And with the number one pick in the NBA draft, the New York Knicks select Reggie Mack from the Brotherhood, Duke University. The new king of New York? What is this dude chatting about? Put some respect on his name. We ain't talking about no damn trigger happy. We got to put some respect on his name, national champion Reggie Mack. Over here chatting. Number 2 pick, this is about to be the easiest one in the world. Rich Mack is going to pair up with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Josh Giddey, Chet Holmgren, Jay Will, Poku, Jarris Walker. So much talent on the OKC roster, and they got about like 6 picks. And I'm gonna tell you this right now, they not keeping all these picks because there is no way you are developing 13 players under the age of like 23 and all still on a rookie contract. It's just not going to happen. So we're going to flip the picks and trying to get some win now players, because if we really look at this roster, Chet Holmgren in his rookie year average about like 15 and 10 and about 3 blocks a game. Josh Giddey's getting better. Shai is damn near getting to the superstar type of level. Now you got so much other like surrounding role pieces. If you flip a couple of these guys or these picks into like a star level player, you got Rich Mack, this team could be winning. Like, they have a chance to compete right away. I'm not gonna lie. Rich Mack is that good, and we're taking him at number 2 for the OKC Thunder. And at number 3, this is where the draft really opens up because there's no clear cut number 3. But let's make the cases for 3 players, and let's take a look at the Chicago Bulls roster. They traded for DeAndre and they blew it up. They got Jalen Suggs. He ain't really doing anything. Patrick Williams hasn't taken that leap. They got so much young talent, but nobody's really stood out as that guy. DeAndre and averaged 22 and 10, 22 and 11. So that's solid numbers. Good for a number 1 pick, but he's not the guy that's going to take you anywhere. So the candidates that I'm really looking at, I'm looking at 3 wings. I'm not even going to lie. Because at the point guard spot, I feel like, at the guard spot, I think we could get some out of Jalen Suggs or Ayo. I like Ayo's production as like a solid guy. But I'm really looking at a wing that could really take this franchise to the next level. And Jeremy Goodson, I had him number 3 on my big board. He averaged about like 23 a game at Texas. Absolute wildin'. Scoring at 3 levels, the most athletic player in this class. Has shades of like Dominique Wilkins, Michael Jordan, Vince Carter, a little bit like Andrew Wiggins. So he has potential to be a superstar. And another person, Reese Davis, went to Kentucky, averaged about 20 points, elite shooter at 6'8", smooth. Also gave him shades of like Jalen Green, Ray Allen, T-Mac. Then the last guy is Jabari Mack, has shades of Kevin Durant, Paul George, 6'11", was really averaging around like 2 steals and 2 blocks too on the defensive end. So he's projects to be a 2-way guy. But I think we're going to go Jeremy Goodson at 3. Jeremy Goodson at 3 to the Chicago Bulls. They need a guy, and right away, I think he's gonna be the go-to scorer. He could average flat out 20 a game. I wouldn't be surprised. Sacramento Kings at 4. They got a solid roster, but the league is so deep that it just doesn't matter. And they folded like a year ago from having a chance of making the playoffs. But they drafted Keontae George, who's one of my favorite guys in this year's up-and-coming class, 2023 draft class. He averaged 14 points. They got a lot of guys, but position in need, they really need is really a wing. Harrison Barnes, at this point in time, he should not be starting at 3. I think he's more so of a 4. And him and Keegan Murray's kind of a little bit redundant at the forward spot. And I got the perfect guy. At number 4, we're going Jabari Mack. He's going to fit perfectly as he could cut well off of Sabonis. And at 6'11", he's going to be probably the best perimeter defender going forward on this roster. And I love for Sacramento. At number 5, this is where we got this expansion teams coming in. And also, one thing I'm going to have to trade. So the Thunder had the 11th pick. I'm going to have to trade it back to the Utah Jazz because the Jazz were projected to get like I think they had a top 5 protection on their pick. They would have got it if I didn't add all these teams in the expansion. So I feel like I'll hold them. So I'm going to give them the pick back. Just letting y'all know. So OKC's going to have one less pick because of that. But going to Pittsburgh Force, take a look at the roster on the expansion teams. Since the expansion teams, you're obviously not going to have a building block for the most part. They're all guys that teams really just didn't want. Or, all rotation guys. Like, no one really crazy. Vucevic, the best player. Manuel Quickly. So we're about to go at best available. And I think Maurice Davis is a great guy to build your franchise around. At 6'8", Kentucky guy. You got to bet on Mo Davis, one of the best scorers in the class. And at number 7 for the Vancouver Huskies, this is a tough one. I think we're going to go guard on this one. And the 3 guards right here, I feel like you can't go wrong. Austin Mack, the best athlete out of the 3, best handles and getting to the basket and finishing. Danny Tyler, the best shooting prospect I think of all time, lights out shooter. Carlton Davis at 6'7", big guard, could do it all. The 2-way guy out of this bunch. But something just tells me Vancouver, I think they want to they saw what happened to Stephen Curry and how he blew up. And they kind of see a little bit of similarities in Danny Tyler. So I think they're going to bet on the best shooter prospect they believe to run their franchise. So Vancouver Huskies select Danny Tyler from Arizona. They got Chris Paul on the roster, but I think he's about to be a free agent. Las Vegas Venom. Can't go wrong with either one of these options. I think I had Carlton Davis ahead of them. Las Vegas. Austin Mack is more box office. Even though he went to Louisville and not Kentucky. But Austin Mack just seems more box office. And we're going to take him at number 7. To Las Vegas Venom at number 8. Troy Mack, Khalif Kingston. Let's take a look at the mock drafts real quick. Let's see if they dig in my picks. Yeah, so Reggie Mack is basically a consensus number 1 pick. So that's a little bit surprising. Rich Mack at number 2. All right, let's take a look at Draft Express. Draft Express usually has the best ones. So the top 3 is accurate. They had Troy Mack going 4, but that wouldn't make sense if you got like Keegan Murray. So why not you just get like someone on the wing who could play the 2 or 3? Mo Davis, Khalif Kingston at 6. I think typically for me, I felt like you kind of want to go with the guard or like a wing that you could just picture being like the guy. Khalif Kingston, I think he's a little bit probably like a right now type of pick. But where we at? Carlton Davis still on the board. All right, let me stop playing. Carlton Davis is going number 1 to the St. Louis Spirits. And at number 9, the revival of the Seattle Sonics. And it's down to these 3 guys. 3 best on the board. Troy Mack and Khalif Kingston, both on the Final 14 for the Houston roster. And Devontae Tucker played for the G League Ignite at 6'9", 240, 3-level scorer, elite, great athlete. Reminds me of like a Jabari Parker, mellow type. Troy Mack, the sky's the limit for him. I think he probably has the highest defensive potential in this class, and I think with that, we're gonna, I think we're gonna build a franchise around Troy Mack. At number 9, Seattle Sounders go with Troy Mack. Then at number 10, we got the last expansion team, and we're going either Devontae Tucker or Khalif Kingston, and we gotta go with scoring. We're gonna go with scoring. Devontae Tucker, first pick in Louisville Badger history from the G League Ignite IMG Academy he went to high school at. And then with the rest of these picks, we about to do a little recap at the end. All right, at 11, we have Scott Kane on the Thunder in this, but he will be going to the Utah Jazz due to them basically getting hold of the whole expansion to 6 teams. They would have had a top 5 pick, and they would have been in the lottery. Well, they would have been in the top 5 and kept their pick. At number 12, we picked Kyle Beacham, so he's going to pair up with Victor Wembanyama at 6'8", so it gives the San Antonio Spurs even more size. So now you got Kyle Beacham, you got Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Suhan, Vic, Malachi Branham, Blake Wesley. So you got a lot of young talent, a good young core, and Kyle Beacham is one of the best passers. If he could develop as a scorer, it could take his game to the next level, but I'm interested to see how that pick and roll is about to be. Him and Vic, that's about to be special. And then 13 and 14. Khalif Kingston, you're probably thinking, why are you drafting Khalif Kingston to this team when you just drafted Rich Mack with the number 2 pick? And also, why are you drafting Dario Dijakovic? These two will be packaged in a bigger trade that we will find out down the line. I'm gonna leave that right there. Give me a little cliffhanger. We're gonna leave that right there. In a later video, we'll find out where these two end up going. And at 15, the Raptors get Jalen Miller, a wing at 6'8" that could really score the ball. And that's going to be nice pairing him alongside Scotty Barnes, because Scotty Barnes is not really a natural scorer. I was even surprised, how good of how he averaged 15 points. He won Rookie of the Year. That was kind of a big surprise to me. I don't really see him as that guy, as a number 1 guy, as a scorer. So Jalen Miller's going to help him out at the wing spot. You also got Scoot Henderson and Cat on that team. So that roster is starting to fill out a little bit nice. Shane Baker going to Atlanta Hawks. Trent Beretta pairing up with Tyrese Halliburton, Benedict Mathurin, Max Lewis, Andrew Nembhard. They also got PJ Washington. So I like the young core that the Pacers are putting together. And then the Portland Trailblazers, they still got Dame, but now to go along that, you got Anthony Simons, Shaedon Sharpe, and Joe Banks as your 3 young guys building the team around. I don't know what to do with Dame because he really don't want to leave. And you're not building a championship roster with the team. So they're kind of just stuck in a position, stuck in the middle. They don't know what to do. Dustin Day at 19. At 20, you got Primo Parker, the 3rd player of the national championship Duke squad. He's got fit perfect around next to Luka. Probably the staple, or the 3-and-D in this class, but he could do a little bit more than that. He could finish around the rim. So I want to put some respect on his name. He's going to be perfect around the Luka. And let me stop playing and finish the rest of the drive. And then we can just recap a little bit. And then I'm going to talk about what we're going to be doing going forward in this class. Not in this class, in this Mynba. What I plan on doing the next couple episodes is, next one is going to be the summer. We're going to go right to the summer league and complete the summer league. So we're probably going to do sim the games and then take a look at the stats and then go to the semifinals and probably play the last 2 semifinal games and then play the championship game. Then after that, we're going to probably run through the hoop summit of the next up-and-coming class. And then from there, we're just going to go into the preseason and take a look, do a deep dive of the roster so we could take a look at basically all the moves. Because it's about to be so much moves because we already had the expansions. So hella teams are losing players. And then you got the expansion teams gaining players. And then you got free agency, and trades, the draft. Everything is just so, it's going to be so much. So what I'm going to do instead, when all the rosters are set and we're about to get into the next season, we're about to take a look at all the rosters and see where everybody's at in the team state. So that is the plan for the Golden Mynba series. It's your boy RegDolla. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also hit the bell to stay notified. And as always, stay safe, be goated. I'll see y'all soon. I'm out.